When you think about a cookout, Carmela, what comes to mind?
Food.
Okay, yes, food. But does any wine come to mind?
Oh, for sure. When I think of a cookout, I want something crisp and probably something like a Sauvignon Blanc.
Yes, Sauvignon Blanc, good.
Okay.
How about a Zweigelt?
Okay, a Zweigelt. What's a Zweigelt?
Well, hold on to your lederhosen, because we're about to learn.
All right.
Hello, and welcome to the Wine Pair Podcast. I'm Joe, your sommelier of reasonably priced wine, and this is my wife and my wine pairing partner in crime, Carmela.
Hi there.
And we are the Wine Pair.
Yay.
Okay, a quick orientation for those of you who may be new to the podcast. In each episode, we learn about and taste and give our honest review of 3 wines that are reasonably priced, which means under $20, and they should be easy for you to find. And our podcast is made for people who love wine, but maybe want to learn more about wine or find new wines to explore, or just want to feel more confident when they talk about and order wines. So if that sounds like you, you're in the right place. That's right.
Wow.
And we invite you to taste these wines or something from your stash along with us while you listen, as long as
You're not driving.
that's right. And we are proud to say that we are officially recommended by the editors of Decanter Magazine from their October issue, who call us fun, irreverent,
Chatty.
and entertaining. Okay, Carmela, we are finally back to my favorite episode series, and that is our WTF series.
I knew it.
Yep, and in this episode, we are going to learn just what the fuck Zweigelt is.
Oh my God.
And you know, it's been like 2 months since we've done one of these WTF episodes.
Really?
I know.
We were due.
It's not
what the
right.
heck?
That's not right.
No.
That's not right.
You were holding out.
It's right. So it's time to learn a little bit about this wine that's supposed to be an underappreciated wine, and also an opportunity for us just to say the word fuck.
No, an opportunity for you. But you know
That's
what? You
true.
don't need opportunities. You just say it.
You're right. And
You
as
don't
any
wait
of
for
you
an
who may have listened,
opportunity.
yes, fine. As any of you may have listened to the podcast know, Carmela won't say the F word, but maybe today we can get her to say it. I don't know.
What the?
Oh, boy.
No.
Okay. Anyway, Carmela, have you ever heard of Zweigelt before?
Not until probably today.
Okay, well, it's a wine that I've heard of, and actually it's been coming up as I look at wines and try to find new wines, but I don't think I've ever had it before. And so I'm really excited to find out just what the F Zweigelt is.
Holding back.
Yeah, I don't know. So, okay, so first of all, Zweigelt is a red wine from Austria,
Okay.
and it is the most planted red wine grape in Austria. So if you know about Austrian wines, or you've been to Austria, which you have,
I have been to
Yeah.
Austria, Innsbruck.
maybe you would know about it, right?
You would think I might, but I don't.
Well, yeah, you might not. Now, the Austrian wine we are most familiar with is Grüne Veltliner.
Which we love.
Yeah, you like a good Grüner.
Yes, I do.
And that's really a delicious white wine, and it's becoming one of our favorites. Like,
Yes.
when we see it at
kind of a-
restaurants, we're starting to order it.
Right. It's sort of a go-to in a lot of ways, too.
Yeah, and it was a wine we had never heard of.
Oh, about a year ago, we would not have known.
No, we would have been
Thing about
afraid.
it.
I would have been afraid.
I
would
don't
have
like
run
the
away.
name. I
No.
actually don't like the name. I'm kind of like, you know what, buddy, come up with a new name.
Well, wait until Zweigelt's not
I know.
any better.
Ay,
Okay.
ay, ay.
Okay. Evidently, also, Carmela, we are focused on German and Austrian wines because the last episode was on sect. It was
Right.
all about sect. It was
Wow,
about
we did a lot of sect.
we
that day.
had a lot of sect talk. Now, sect is the name for sparkling wine in German, and today we're talking about an Austrian wine. Okay, and today again we're focusing on this significant red wine from Austria. And I think if you want to consider yourself like a wine aficionado or somebody who's knowledgeable about wine, you should know what the fuck Zweigelt is.
Really? You think it's one of those? Like it's in the,
I
the
do.
top like
I do.
echelon of like, if you know wine, you should know this wine?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I think if you're like on the upper tiers of like I know wines, right?
Right.
If I need to know about it. And so if I need to know about
What's
it,
your problem? You're just learning about it now?
yeah, but if
Oh.
I need to know about it, you out there in listening land, you need to learn about it too.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Now, some really interesting things about Austrian wine. One interesting thing is that they only produce a relatively small amount of wine. So they're like the 22nd largest wine producing country in the world. And they only make about 1% of the world's wine. And so there are some countries that make more wine than Austria that may surprise you. Brazil, Greece, New Zealand, that might not surprise you. Chile, South Africa, In Argentina, they all make more wine than Austria.
I can see that.
Okay. Now, Austria, though, is the 15th biggest wine exporter in the world. So they only make the 22nd most, but they're the 15th most exporter. And they consume the 5th most wine per capita in the world, behind only Portugal, which is number 1, Italy, France, and Switzerland.
Wow.
Yeah. So
some
they're drinking a lot of
facts.
wine. They're sending a lot of wine out, and they're making some. They're making some wine. So I think it's time to learn a little bit more about this amazing wine. We think it's amazing. We've never tried it before, called Zweigelt, and taste and review 3 of these wines that we bought for this episode. But first,
we got to do our shameless plug.
that's right. So we want to start by saying thank you for listening to us and supporting our show. And if you haven't had the chance to do so yet, now would be a really awesome time to subscribe to our podcast.
Push that button.
It's easy. Just push the button.
Right, it's not hard.
Hit it. Doom. Right now. And it's a free way to support us. And then you never have to miss a show. Because look, after all, this is the most amazing part of your day or week or month or whatever.
My God,
right?
let's not, blow our own horn that much.
Okay, and we want to thank you to all of you who have subscribed already. And another great way to support us for free is to leave a nice rating and review on our website or on Apple Podcasts or other podcast service, so people will find us and say, these guys look amazing.
Yeah, like, wait, how did I not, kind of like a Zweigelt, how have I not
Heard
known
of
about
the
them?
Wine Pair podcast
Right.
before? That's right. And you can also follow us and see fun pictures of the wines we're tasting and trying today on Instagram at the Wine Pair Podcast. And you can contact us on our website, thewinepairpodcast.com. And as we like to do every week, we'll tell you someone we think you should tell about the Wine Pair Podcast this week. And this week, we want you to tell anyone who has ever worn lederhosen.
Okay, what the heck? You did not prep me at all with this. That whole thing
Why
is
would
weird.
Why?
I don't
Why
know.
is lederhosen weird?
Because you said I had to hold on to my letter, whatever. My
Lederhosen. Or is
at
it
the-
lederhosen?
I don't know. How do you spell it?
Lederhosen.
Are they like
Lederhosen.
pantyhose?
No, that's what it sounds like. They're actually leather pants.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're like,
Why do they say that in Austria?
they wear them in Austria. It's like the
Okay.
official pant of Austria.
No.
No, but it is an Austrian.
Leather pants.
Yeah, the lederhosen. I don't
Okay,
know. Okay,
okay.
so Carmela, let's find out what the Scheisse Zweigelt is. And evidently, Schweisse is as close to the word fuck as you can get in German. At least that's what Google said, even though I think that
Are
it
you
actually means
sure?
like shit, but I couldn't find. So actually, for those of you out there in listening land, if any of you know German and know the German equivalent for the F word, will you please let us know?
Well, and it's funny because
or like comment on our
sometimes they
Instagram and
don't-
say, it wasn't Scheisse, it's
Yeah, sometimes they don't actually like
Heinz
correlate. They
Stickable.
don't. Yeah, I mean, like when you think of we know the Italian word for
Yeah.
the F word, but I don't know how that really translates.
I don't know. That's what we want to know. So will you help us out? Will you help a person out here?
Right.
Help a friend out.
help a wine
Help a friend.
person
A
out.
wine- that's right.
Wine
Okay.
connoisseur out.
Thank you. We wish you would. Okay, Carmela, as I mentioned a minute ago, Zweigelt is the most planted red wine grape in Austria, and it's grown in some other countries like Hungary and the Czech Republic and Japan. And by the way, I didn't even know they grew red wine grapes in Japan, but evidently they do.
Wow.
The majority of it is grown in Austria, and that's where we're going to focus today.
Okay.
And white wines are actually the most planted wine grapes in Austria, and they actually make up about 63% of all the wine grapes that are grown and planted in Austria. And Gruner Veltliner, which we love, is the volume leader at almost 33% of all wine grapes grown in Austria.
Oh.
But Zweigelt is number 2.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Huh.
so it's no slouch.
Close second. Yeah.
Now, Zweigelt, you might wonder, where the hell did they come up with the name Zweigelt?
Where is that from?
Yeah,
Is it a winemaker?
Yeah, so in 1920, a professor named Fritz Zweigelt.
Okay, that makes perfect sense, though.
Yeah,
Come on.
so it's named after some dude named Fritz Zweigelt.
Yeah.
He made it. It's a cross between 2 grapes that I've also never heard of called Blaufränkisch and Saint Laurent.
Oh.
And evidently Saint Laurent is supposed to taste a little bit like Pinot Noir. So a little bit more on that in a minute.
Nice.
Sometimes Zweigelt is also, so Zweigelt's a terrible name, right? But sometimes it's also known as Rotburger.
The grape.
Yeah, which is a worse name. Rotburger?
I think we better stick with Zweigelt.
No.
They knew what they were doing when they decided on Zweigelt.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes they also call it Zweigeltreib and Blaue Zweigelt. That's my German accent.
I know. Wow. You've been practicing. I can tell.
I have.
Good for you.
Now, back to the whole Pinot Noir connection. Zweigelt is known to be kind of a bright and fruity wine and similar to Gamay. And you may know Gamay as Beaujolais.
Right. So that's why it can be good for a cookout, maybe.
Exactly. A lighter, more acidic red wine.
And you
That's
can have
exactly.
it on the temperature can be on the
Cooler side. That's right. So I actually did cool our wines. It's a wine that can be served chilled. So if you're having a cookout, you want a wine with some nice acidity, not too heavy, lighter red wine to drink with grilled foods, and you want it chilled a little bit. Perfect. Like
probably
this
does go well with food, like with like what you'd have at a cookout.
Yeah, exactly. And so for this reason, it's sometimes known as the ultimate picnic wine.
Nice.
It's supposed to be a really good summer sipper and a really good wine for cookouts. And that is appropriate for this time of year because we're in May, so we're starting to get ready for cookout season.
Right.
And by the way, in Seattle for the last week or so, it's been hot as balls.
Wait, you're proclaiming it a lot right there. But it's been warm.
What else did I proclaim?
Like hotter than balls? Like
She said balls.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So in addition to being like Gamay, which you like, Carmela, you do like yourself a Gamay, it's also supposed to be a red wine that can go with fish.
Oh,
so this may be your red wine. We may find out that Zweigelt or Rotberger.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, so this will be really interesting. Now, one last little nerdy bit about the wine in Austria, which I don't really know very much about Austria, but most of it is grown in the very far eastern part of the country in a region called Burgenland, which most of it borders on Hungary, and that's like south of Vienna, and it's considered a hotter part.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and so that's why red wine grapes will grow better there, and they make a lot of sweet wines there. And then also these wines are rarely oaked, another thing that we kind of like sometimes, and they're usually fermented in stainless steel, and they're meant to be drunk young.
Okay.
So you don't have to
enough. You don't have to
age them.
No.
You can put them in the fridge. You can drink them young.
Catch?
We're going to find out what the catch is, because so far it sounds a little bit too good to be true.
Exactly.
Other than it's called Zweigelt.
That's where, that's
sounds like
a
disease or something.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's something you're like,
I need a shot for this Zweigelt.
yeah, I got another Zweigelt.
Yeah. Did you get the medication for my Zweigelt? Oh, you got it too? Okay. Yeah. But actually, there wasn't a ton more that I could find out about it. And so on that note, I think it's time to learn a little bit more about the specific Zweigelt we're drinking today. How about that?
I'm ready.
Okay. So as usual, all the wines we've chosen for this episode are under $20. And I will also say, though, that these are not the easiest wines to find. So you can find some of the ones that we're drinking today at wine.com. I know that. And I bought one of the wines at Total Wine. So you can get it at Total Wine, maybe. And then I did buy two of them at a local wine shop here in Seattle called Esquin, which has a really wide and good variety of wine. It has a better variety of wine than a place like Bevmo or Total Wine. But I talk about Total Wine because it's more ubiquitous, right? Esquin has one shop in Seattle, downtown, and whatever. Okay.
Right.
But you do have to look around for it a bit, and you'll most likely need to find a wine shop or grocery store with a really large, like, European wine section to be able to find it.
Okay.
But, I think if you look around.
You're not going to be able to go right to your convenience store.
The 7-Eleven will not have it. No, exactly. Okay. So now another thing that was interesting about this wine, and we've seen this before with other Austrian wines, is that two of the bottles are actually 1 liters.
Huge.
Is it 1 liters or 1 liter? 1 liter.
I think it's 1 liter.
1 liter bottles.
It's singular.
Yeah, so that's like 25% larger.
What are we going to do tonight?
Woo, we're going to get crunk.
Oh my gosh. And so just remember, there are 2 of us in the Wine Pair podcast.
Yeah, so 1 bottle each, 1 liter each.
Holy cow.
1 liter hosing each. Okay. And then also, they're screw caps. Actually, all 3 of them are screw caps.
Perfect. That's great for a cookout, too.
Another great thing for a cookout.
Yes.
And a liter.
Yeah.
Right? So you feel like you're paying, did I pay too much? But you got 25% more than a regular bottle.
When you have a cookout, you usually have a lot of people.
Exactly. So it seems like a very economical thing. And then you don't have to worry about a corkscrew and all that kind of crap. You just crack that thing open.
Again, maybe too good to be true.
Maybe it could be. We're going to find out. It's like me. Too good to be true.
No. Oh, wow.
Okay. So the first wine we're drinking is called Winzer Krems Blauer Zweigelt. And this is the 2020 vintage. So it's nice and young, but it's not a 1 liter, but it is a screw cap. So there you go. Okay. Winzer Krems is a very large winemaker in Austria, and it's part of a collective or cooperative that was founded in 1938. So they've been around for a long time. And it's like 900 people, 900 wine growers are in this collective in the Krems area of Austria. And like a lot of winemakers in Austria, this group is known for their Gruner. So there you go.
Okay.
According to several articles that I found online, which you can find links to in our show notes for this episode, wine growing in this region goes back more than 2,000 years.
Wow.
So they've been growing wine for a long time. That's right. And the climate is supposed to be relatively mild and good soil. And there are some other articles that we've linked to as well. But really, there wasn't a ton of information about this wine or about any of these wines. The next wine we're going to taste is called Proch Zweigelt. And we actually did a wine from this winery in our Gruner Veltliner episode. So that was episode 63, which is what the F is, Gruner Veltliner.
Right.
And Proch is another big winery from Austria that exports tons of wine. They're a family-owned winery in an area of Austria that I don't think I can pronounce, but I'm going to try. You ready?
Okay, let's hear it.
Niederösterreich.
Okay, I appreciate the try.
That was probably so wrong. So the same person who's going to contact us about what the F word is in German, will you please tell me how to pronounce this place in Austria?
I think it was a good college try there.
Thank you.
But
it's been a long time since I've been in college.
True,
so there you go, as you can tell. And these folks, though, Proch, they do focus on sustainable winemaking. So we like sustainable winemaking.
That's very cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In fact, they have an organic certification that goes back 30 years.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah, I know, maybe that doesn't seem that long, but I think for organic and wine, I think that's 30 years is a big history.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how many people are in that category.
I don't know. I think it's growing though. I mean, I think we're seeing a lot more sustainable, a lot more organic. Yeah. And in fact, these guys, they focus on spontaneous fermentation from indigenous yeasts. So they're not, they're like spontaneous fermentation means the yeast is kind of in the air, right? And then they use non-animal fining agents. So that also means this wine is organic and vegan. You're right. It's vegan. So,
interesting. So progressive.
Yeah. So if you're into that, or that's an important piece for you, maybe another too good to be true.
Yeah.
Maybe more too good to be true.
What the heck? I don't know.
And it's a screw cap and it comes in a 1 liter bottle. I don't know. And these guys recommend serving it at either cellar temperature or slightly chilled. And one of the places where they sell it online talked about it being a good summer barbecue wine that goes well with fish and spicy meat dishes and creamy and or blue cheeses. So we're going to find out if we think that's true.
Perfect. Are we having a cookout?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Maybe tonight. Not tonight, but maybe later.
Okay.
That's what we used to say to our...
Maybe tomorrow.
That's what we used to say to our oldest son when we didn't want to disappoint him.
Yeah, we were like, not right now, but maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, and then he finally would...
So now you say, now...
He would just cut to the chase and say, maybe tomorrow.
He'd say it for us, like, maybe tomorrow. And now, you know what? He does that to us.
Yeah, he kind of does. I'll call you.
Maybe tomorrow, Mom.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh
my God,
I never thought of that. He's gotten...
Oh, he's the one.
Wow.
He's got the control now.
I never thought of
Tables
that.
are turned.
Tables are turned.
Happens.
All right. The last wine we're going to be reviewing is called Bürger Zweigelt. It's a 2019. The winemaker says that this wine is an incredible value. So there's that. I always worry a little bit when a winemaker says their wine is a value.
It has a big ticket on it. It says incredible value.
Yeah. To me, that's like not a great sign. Like they're not trying to say how great it is. They're trying to say that it's a good price, which is a little worrisome.
Well, no, I think that they're saying for what the price is, the taste is good.
I hope that's what they mean. I hope that's what they mean. And it's cheap. Okay. But they are also certified sustainable. They're also organic. They also suggest to serve the wine at just below cellar temperature. And so cellar temperature is like not fridge cold. So what I did is I put these in the fridge for about 45 minutes or an hour and then pulled them out.
But so they're basically expecting people to do that.
To be a little cool.
Yeah. If it's
to
cooler
have it a little
than your
cool.
cellar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's also a 1 liter and it's also a screw cap. So there you go.
That's the value piece, the liter.
Maybe that's it. Yeah. And then on wine.com, there was a really funny explanation that the winery had. They say their south-facing vineyards focus on white wines, which they describe as Riesling, Veltliner, Pinot Blanc, and the C word. I know. Like I was like
the F word?
No. And I'm like, what? The C? Why couldn't you just say the grape? Why did you have to say the C?
What is the C word?
That's what I'm wondering. Is it like Chardonnay? Are they like Chardonnay apologists? Like, I don't know.
Oh,
that's a really weird thing. I thought that was
very weird. We need to find that out. If somebody knows that answer, what is the C word? I
don't know. Anyway, about 50% of the wine that these Bürger creates is Grüne Veltliner. About 20% is Zweigelt. And from what I can tell, they ferment their wines in stainless steel, and And that's it. So I'm expecting stainless steel fermenting from all of these wines. No oak, but we'll see. Because again, it was a little bit hard to find out a ton of information about them. But I think that's enough information.
I think so. I think we're ready to try these
I think we should just get to drinking.
Okay.
Crack open those screw caps.
I
All right.
love it.
We'll be back in a second to try our first Zweigelt. All right, we're back and we're ready to try our first Zweigelt. First Zweigelt ever. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
So this is the Winzer Krems Blauer Zweigelt, and it also says Saint Severin. Saint Severin on the bottle.
Wow.
There you go. This is from Kremstal, Austria. It's a 2020. It was $17.99 at Total Wine. It's 12.5% alcohol. It's 100% Zweigelt. And so, Carmela, what are you smelling?
I'm definitely getting cherry.
Smells like a Gamay to me.
Yeah, it really does.
Maybe even a little
nice.
Pinot-like. I think cherry, yeah. Maybe a little strawberry. Or even it's red fruit. It's like a crunchy red fruit. Oh, she's coughing. She ingested too much smell.
Sorry. Let me see. I am getting a little. Whoa, my gosh! A little bit of smoke on it. I think
a little match or smoke.
Yeah.
And maybe a little earth. Maybe a little earth on it.
A little bit of dirt.
Yeah. Well, let's try it.
Nice.
Let's try it. I like it.
Ooh,
it's nice.
Nice. And it's
really
not. I mean, you really can tell it's stainless steel.
It's smooth.
I really like that.
It's smooth. I almost feel like it could be a touch colder.
I was just going to say, seems to be more cellar temperature.
Yeah, I think it could be like a little even chillier, but it's not. It's got good flavor. I feel like it's cherry. I almost feel like because of a little bit of that, maybe that earthy flavor, it's almost a little black cherry. I almost feel like I taste a little bit of like pencil on it, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit. And there's not a lot of tannin on it.
No, and it dries out. Nice dries out. I think it's got nice flavor. I'm trying to think what else I might taste in it. Oh, Jesus.
My
we
God,
are just...
it's like we're drunk already or something. Yeah. No, it's pleasant. It's smooth. And I do think that it is more of a black cherry. It's not very tart. Doesn't have like a bite to it. Yeah. But I mean, even like maybe a touch of like blackberry.
Okay. I'll buy that. I'll buy
raspberry,
that
for sure.
No, it doesn't have that sharp or tartness.
Fruit.
Dark, yeah. Yeah. It's not as crunchy.
No.
It's not as crunchy. It's a little bit richer than that, which I like. I think it's really nice. It almost reminds me a little bit of a Pinot. Honestly.
It does. There's even a little more body though to it.
It's nice. This is a nice wine.
I like him.
What would you eat with this wine?
I can definitely see this at a cookout. And I'm trying to envision if I'd have fish with it.
Envision it.
Oh, imagine.
I don't think you'd have fish with this one.
I don't think so. No. Yeah, I'm not.
Unless it was a grilled fish. Maybe you'd have like a grilled shrimp or something with it.
Yeah, it would have to be something that could hold up to it. I mean, you could do... maybe if you did something rich, like an oily salmon or something.
Oily. That sounds delicious. Oily salmon.
Well, salmon does have a lot of natural oils to it.
Okay.
And
I'm thinking burgers,
yes,
grilled foods. I think it'd be good pizza wine. I think it'd be really good with pizza.
Anything on the grill, I think would be nice. You could do a lot of you could do grilled vegetables like peppers and eggplant, like some of the richer vegetables that you do on the grill too.
Yeah.
I think.
No, definitely. But I'm also thinking like this would be a good wine with roast. This would be a good wine with like, red meat. I think it's a good...
Well, what about like potato chips?
Well, sure.
I'm just thinking a cookout. If you have chips.
Sure. But I'm trying to say like even beyond a cookout. That's what I'm saying. Like roast.
Know. No, I do. I'm just kind of curious. I'm thinking like... this would be good with? What?
Like fajitas or some sort of like carnitas, some like spicy Mexican food that's barbecued, like a good barbecue.
But with
this would be good.
Good little white sauce on it.
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And barbecue, I think, really good. Like,
yes.
Like barbecue, like...
What about like brisket?
Barbecued brisket. I think barbecued ribs. I think this would be really good with barbecue.
It's a pretty wine too. Oh, I just about spilled it.
It is a really pretty wine.
God.
My gosh.
Yes, it is. Gosh, this is kind of a winner.
Wow. Okay, well,
I'm liking it.
Let's rate this sucker.
Okay, what are you going to give it?
Well, hold on. As a reminder, on our rating scale, we rate on a scale of 1 to 10, where 7 and above means that we would buy it. And a 4 and below means we're likely to pour it down the stinky sink. And
why does it have to be stinky?
I don't know, because you poured wine down it. And then a 5 or a 6 is, hey, I'll drink it.
Fine.
But
you don't have to twist my arm.
Yeah, but I might not go back for seconds. I might look for something else.
Okay.
But good enough to drink. Okay. So what rating are you giving this wine?
I asked you first.
Wow. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
I'm definitely giving it a 7. I'm tempted to go higher.
I am too. I'm kind of curious what the other ones are going to hold, but I am definitely in. I could see this at a cookout this summer with a lot of people.
Screw it. I'm going for an 8.
Woo!
I'm doing it. I like it. I think this is a really good wine. It's really surprising to me how good it is. And it's surprising to me. It's a really rich, like, got some complexity wine. And for a wine we've never heard of before,
right.
Like, it's a good wine.
Right. No, I think you
I'm giving it an 8. Are you 7?
I'm really not sure.
Okay,
I'm going to give it a 7 right now.
Okay.
But I don't think we can sleep on this one.
I wouldn't sleep on a bottle of wine.
I'm just saying, I think that this is something we might be serving.
How do you sleep on a bottle of wine?
Honey, you don't.
Are you saying this was a turn of phrase you were using, Carmela?
Yes. I mean, you can fine, sleep on it. I don't care. Let us know what it's like. But
the same person who's going to tell us what the F word is in German and how to pronounce that city is also going to tell us what it's like to sleep on a bottle of wine. Okay. Deal?
If you know, I mean, it must be a German thing.
Exactly. Okay. We're going to take a break and we're going to try our next wine.
All right.
Okay, we are back and we are ready to try our second Zweigelt. This is the Pratsch Zweigelt. It's Pratsch. This is from, I'm going to try it again, Niederösterreich, Austria. It's a 2018. It was $17.99, but it is 1 liter. So, there's that.
Wow, I can barely get my hand around it to pour it. Okay. Why is that funny?
Nothing. And then I got it at Esquin Wine Merchants.
I don't know why that's funny.
Okay, it's 13% alcohol. It's 100% Zweigelt. Okay.
Zweigelt.
Okay, what are you smelling?
It's richer already. I mean, the smell. Do you
really
think? Yeah.
No, I think it's much more tart.
But like it's a little more potent smelling.
Okay.
Maybe it's a little
stronger
hot because of the
could be
alcohol. Is it higher in alcohol?
A little bit.
Yeah. That might be what I'm getting.
I'm getting more tart, even more tart. Like a what?
Tart, even more tart.
No, then
Jamie tart.
Forget it. No, like sour cherry sour balls. I'm getting that kind of. But there's a little
and a little licorice too.
Yeah, there's a little spice on it. I think licorice, like a cherry licorice. It's got a little spice on it.
I'm getting the spice. Definitely. There's something, but I mean, it's almost like hot spice, like a little paprika.
Cinnamony, like a little cinnamon
there's
candy.
There's something I can't figure out though. Maybe it is cinnamon.
It's a little musty. I think it's got a little must on it. And I'm also getting, there's something else I'm getting.
There's something, I don't know if it's a tart cherry or it's almost like kind of orangey. That's weird.
No, I don't think that's weird.
It's a little citrusy to me or something.
Okay. I'm also getting a little like leathery. Maybe there's a little leather on it too.
Leather and lace.
Okay, let's try this. Wrap your hand.
That was from
your hand around it. To me, this is much more of a tart cherry. This is more of a tart,
yes,
or raspberry, or some. This is more of like a tart red fruit than the last one.
I'm not sure it's as complex.
It's not. It's good. I like it.
Yeah. It's more. It's even almost like cranberry.
Okay, I do. There's definitely a tartness to it.
Yeah. Yes. It's not. I like that it's unoaked. I do like that. It does make for a nice outdoor cookout wine on a warm day. This would be a nice wine.
Yeah, it is. It's I think it probably could be a little colder because there's not as much going on. It is like you said. It's kind of thin, kind of thin bodied. It does have good acidity. It's coming off the tongue. It's going to be good with food, but there's not like this is a summer sipper.
Yeah.
This is a picnic wine. This is a wine you serve kind of cold and you're just kind of drinking a nice, calm, easy drinking during the day red wine, and you're just hanging out.
Can't you party with it too?
You can party with it, but it's not a fancy wine. It's not, it's like it's a 1 liter screw cap. Get it cold, bring it outside, have a picnic. It's gonna be really good. I think
Zweigelt did the right thing to market these wines as a cookout, like kind of a casual
summer sipper.
Exactly,
for sure.
I think they did a really good job, and I think that's kind of what they play themselves to.
Yeah, exactly. What food would you pair with this Zweigelt?
Well, I think you could do again a lot of that same like grilled food. Whoa, cheers!
We're having trouble today.
Yes, I don't know what's going on, but did somebody move our stuff around?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think the window guys came. We had window guys here this week.
The window guys,
and I think they moved everything around.
Yeah, they might have.
Oof.
But no, I do feel like you could have a lot of the same grilled stuff. I can almost even see, like somebody, I'm not even a hot dog person, but having some sort of like dog with like coleslaw. I don't know.
On the dog? Would you put the coleslaw on the dog?
I might.
Would you have it with an Iver dog? An Iver dog is a Seattle thing where it's like a fried fish fillet in coleslaw on a bun.
For sure.
I think this is kind of a fish food. Fish wine, I mean.
Yeah, no. I think you could, especially like a fried fish.
A fried fish, for sure.
Fish and chips.
Think you could. But I think this is more, could you have this with a salmon?
Could you eat this here or there?
Okay, but answer my question.
Could I? Yeah, I think you could.
I think this is more of a fish wine.
Because that little bit of tartness actually, I think, balances out some of the, the saltiness that you get too from fish sometimes that are fried. I don't know. I could see this with like tartar sauce.
Okay, I totally could. Yeah, something creamy. I could totally see that.
Yeah.
Definitely. What would you rate this wine?
I'm going to give it, I'm not going to buy this one before the other one. I'm going to give it a 6.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm like, this is this is like a perfect 6 wine where it's like, I like it. I'd drink it. I'd go back for seconds even, but I don't think I'd buy it.
No.
And so I think if I'm going to choose between the first two, I'm choosing that first one.
I think I agree. Yeah.
Even though it is a 1 liter for $17.99. Now, if I'm going on like a picnic or something, maybe I bring this along. I think this would be a good wine.
For sure.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break and we're going to try our last wine and let you know what we think of that one.
Okay.
We are back and we're ready to try our last Zweigelt. This is the Burger Zweigelt. This is from Gödersdorf, Wachau, Austria. This is a 2019. She gave me a look. 2019. It was $18.99, but it's also a liter, so it's a little bigger. Got this one at Esquin.
Liter.
Okay, Lederhosen. Got this again at Esquin Wine Merchants here in Seattle. 12.5% alcohol, 100% Zweigelt. What are you smelling, Carmela?
Okay, I don't know if I love the smell.
Okay, first of all, before you swirl it, smell it.
I already did.
It smells like potpourri. And then if you swirl it, it smells, to me, this is to me, and then it smells very earthy, vegetal, like
almost vinegar.
Yeah, funky. A little funky.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, it's not pleasant. I don't think this is a pleasant smell.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, I'm getting kind of like kind of like vinegar, something kind of like tart, but like not in a good way.
I'm just getting that kind of musty, dirty basement, kind of mushroomy.
Yeah, maybe the mushroom. Yeah, kind of fungusy.
Yeah, it's not awesome.
No, I don't know why.
Let's try it and see what we think. It tastes better than it smells.
It's so tart. It's almost sour.
Yeah, that must be it. It's very tart, but it tastes better than it smells. I will say.
But I don't know. I'm not digging this as much. I'm not getting a lot of fruit at all.
No, it's almost just like a zing of tartness.
Yeah, it's like lemon.
A little bit, but it does have some, like, there is some sort of like red fruit on it, but it's almost like a red fruit You know what it tastes to me like? You know those, I don't know, those like candies, like a pixie stick candies, like kind of a tart, sugary, like sugar, like those things you pour, like
right.
dipping sticks or whatever, the dip sticks, whatever the
fun dips.
Fun dip.
Fun dips.
It's like a fun dip.
But maybe even like a pixie stick, because those are like the first one.
But a sour one.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because I think fun dips are a little more sugar.
Yeah.
But you know what? The smell isn't quite as bad now. Maybe it's opened up a touch. It's still pretty vinegary, though, to me.
I think it's really sweet and tart.
Yeah, I don't know.
And again, I think
What's
it
the
could
year
be colder.
Of this? I know that
2019. It's not old.
Yeah.
So this one, to me, and then smelling it, again, a little bit perfumey, a little bit like potpourri-ish.
Kind of like, but the perfume is almost kind of like it's cheap.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with you.
Yeah,
fully
kind of
agree
inexpensive,
with you. Crappy,
reasonably priced.
Yeah.
Perfume.
What food would you pair with this?
I think you might need to have food with it.
Definitely.
And I think it's the same kind of thing. It's not a formal wine. I think you're going to want to just do, you could do burgers. Burgers, hot dogs, sausage.
Yeah.
Anything you're going to put on the grill. I think you want something kind of bigger.
This might be also, though, something that's kind of take the edge off this wine. I think this is a potato chips and
salty.
salsa, nachos. This is like a wine that you might have with something that's super cheesy and super just like, you just want something to wash it back.
Ooh.
Like jalapeno poppers or something. Like this is, you said this, I think in the last episode, like to me, this is like a game day wine. This might be a game day wine. It's not very sophisticated. It's not much going on. Right. It's kind of just a wine to drink.
Right.
Whatever.
And the price is right. They're big bottles.
Well, it's actually this was the most expensive one.
But it's a larger bottle, too.
Yeah, but still, if I'm going to choose, this is the last one I'm going to choose, for sure.
Yeah.
So what rating would you give this wine?
Well, I think I'm going to give it a 5.
It's a generous 5 on my part, too. Like, I'm like... this is on the verge of being something I might pour down the sink. Yeah. But it's not so freaking horrible that I'm gonna like, right. If somebody served it, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, this is. I would be like, that's fine, I'll drink it.
Right.
I'll drink.
You're not gonna wince.
No.
And pat and like put it down and like
fake that I lost it. Oh, I don't know. Is that mine? That's not mine. Yeah. Okay. So which one of these are you finishing tonight, Carmelita?
I definitely like the first one.
Yes.
The Windsor
Krems, Blauer, Zweigelt, St. Severin. I agree. I'm 100% on that one. So we're going to fight over. We're going to fight over. Okay. So let's talk about the taste profiles expected from a Zweigelt. Wine Folly says red cherry, raspberry, black pepper, licorice, chocolate.
Okay.
Blog Suvi, I think it says berry-based, such as cherry, blackcurrant, and raspberries. Additional flavors include cinnamon, pepper, and floral notes. It's not uncommon for certain bottles of Zweigelt to be slightly effervescent. We didn't see any effervescence.
No,
I did not see any.
Didn't taste any or see any or...
Okay, so this is what Windsor Krems, the winery, says. This nicely balanced and easy-drinking red boasts bright, fresh cherry flavors and is reminiscent of Beaujolais. 100%.
Yes, I agree.
100%. The winery translated, so this is translated from German, delicate, fruity, and vigorous red quality wine. Velvety, a bit pungent, very mild and salubrious, dry, tropical fruit aromas of sour cherries, cinnamon, and strawberries. Fine, differentiated, full-bodied red wine of very disarming, mild manner and dry, uncomplicated. It's like terrible. Didn't we get cinnamon, though? A little bit of cinnamon?
On the second one, sure. Okay. For sure. But I think we were getting some of those earthy, spicy things on both of those.
For sure. So let's go to the Prosh then, the second one. The winery says raspberry, cherry, spices, and black pepper.
Okay.
City Vino, a website, says aromas of raspberry, strawberry, blackberry, blueberry, raspberry jam. That's a lot of berries.
Everything.
A palate further expresses sour cherry, white pepper, prunes, black cherry, and slight hint of red licorice.
I think we did pretty well with that one.
Fruit flavors with a tart finish of medium length. Okay. And the Asheville Wine Market says aromas of wild strawberry and plum, framed herbal notes, and hints of balsamic. You were getting a little vinegar on it.
Yes.
Pleasingly dry palate features supple tannins and flavors of red berry, red currant, and strawberry with hints of black pepper and tobacco leaf. Okay. And the Burger, the winery says loaded with crunchy red fruit, tart cherry, and cranberry.
Hey, actually we did pretty well with that one too.
But
although the cranberry, I think we were tasting on the Proch.
I think so too. So overall, what's your verdict? What's your verdict on Zweigelt?
Look, I'm convinced that this would be a summery cookout sipper.
I agree. I think, just in time for summer. I know we're still in spring officially for another month or so as we record this, but I think this is a great summer wine. I think it's a really fun summer wine and a day summer wine. Like if you're on a weekend, you're on a hike or a little picnic or something. A danger. No, it's a great wine. I think it's super fun.
And I do think that you're gonna reach a lot of people with this one.
Yes, reach out and touch someone.
Reach
out and touch. The other thing is it's not super high in alcohol. It's not nothing, but it's 12.5%, which is lower than a lot of red wines. 13, but still it's a little bit lower, so that's not bad either. All right, so we're in. Zweigelt.
Yes.
Zweigelt, we're in. Congratulations, Zweigelt.
We like you.
Okay, Carmela, so it's just about time for us to go, but before we do, we want to thank you very much for listening to us. And if you haven't done so yet, now would be the perfect time just to push that subscribe button. Just push it. Push the button. Do it. Come on. Don't be afraid of it.
We're supporting you.
We love you, and we want you to push that button. Yeah, do it. Go ahead. Red pill or blue pill. I don't know. And this would also be a great time to leave us a nice rating review and just tell us how much you love us, whatever.
Wow.
And it's a great way, but either way, both of them are just great free ways to support our podcast, and we would really appreciate that. We'd also love to hear from you. We'd love to hear about another wine you'd like to taste.
We'd just love to hear from you. Like, how's it going?
Yeah.
What's new?
And how you say the F word in German. And so you can leave a message for us on our website called thewinepairpodcast.com, and you can email us at joe@thewinepairpodcast.com. gmail.com. And the next time you listen to an episode, why not drink along with us? Bring your mom and drink along with us. Why not?
What?
Or your significant other or whatever. Well, whoever. Just bring somebody along and drink with us.
Somebody
as we
you
do
like.
or don't like. Maybe you'll like them better if you drink with them.
True. You usually like things better when you drink.
That's right.
Wow.
And with that, we're going to sign off. And thank you again. And we'll see you next time. And as we like to say, life is short. So stop drinking shitty wine.
Bye.
And the happy ending at the end of our story.